Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about something that lies at the very core of human potential, the idea that you can do it alone. Now, I know what you're thinking. Society often tells us that we need others to succeed, that we can't achieve greatness on our own. But today I want to show you something different. You have everything you need within yourself. You don't need permission. You don't need a mentor. You don't need validation. What you need is one thing: the will to believe in yourself. The journey toward success begins with one fundamental realization: you are your first and most important resource. Everything you need to start, to grow, and to achieve your dreams already resides within you. We often overlook this truth, believing that success depends on things outside of ourselves: more money, more connections, or external support. But here's the powerful truth: what you already have is far more than enough. Your mind, your energy, your vision, these are the tools that will drive you forward. Your mind is the creator of everything in your life, the source of your ideas, your strategies, and your ability to solve problems. It is the most powerful tool you possess. Don't ever underestimate the power of your thoughts. They shape your actions, your habits, and ultimately your results. The key is to believe in the power of your own thinking. You have the capacity to learn, to grow, and to change. And with that capacity comes the ability to create the life you desire. Then there's your energy. Energy is not just about physical stamina, it's about enthusiasm, passion, and perseverance. It's the fuel that keeps you going when things get tough. You may not be able to control every external circumstance, but you can control how much energy you put into your goals. Energy is what drives your actions. It's what keeps you going when you face obstacles, what gives you the strength to continue learning, growing, and striving, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. Your vision is the compass that guides you through the storm. When you know where you're going, when you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to stay on course, even when the path is unclear. Your vision is what pulls you forward, especially in moments of doubt. It's not something that comes from someone else's expectations or ideas. It's your vision born from within you. It's a reflection of your deepest desires, your potential, and the impact you want to make in the world. Now, too often we fall into the trap of thinking we need something else to succeed: money, connections, approval, or support. Society teaches us to look outward for success. But the truth is, everything you need to begin is already inside you. Yes, having external resources can be helpful, but they're not necessary to take that first step. You have the power to learn, adapt, and take action. That is the foundation of success, starting where you are with what you have and trusting in your ability to grow from there. Trust yourself. Trust your mind to find solutions. Trust your energy to fuel your efforts. Trust your vision to guide your decisions. When you trust yourself, when you believe that you are enough, you open up a world of possibilities. You will see opportunities where others see obstacles. You will find solutions when others are stuck. And most importantly, you will keep moving forward, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Because you understand that the greatest resource you will ever have is not something outside of you. It's something that lives deep within. You are the resource you've been waiting for. When you start with the belief that you are your greatest asset, you begin to tap into a well of potential that has always been there. That's the power of self-belief. It enables you to take the first step, to move beyond self-doubt, and to create a life that is truly your own. There is a profound power in self-reliance, and it's a power that's available to each of us. When you take full responsibility for your success and your failures, you begin to unlock a strength that you never knew you had. It's not just about taking credit for your achievements, it's about owning your mistakes and learning from them. It's about realizing that the power to change your life is in your hands, not in the hands of anyone else. Far too often we look to others for validation, for guidance, or even for approval. We seek support and reassurance from external sources, thinking that this is what will push us forward. But here's the truth: relying on others can cloud your judgment. It can make you question your instincts, delay your decisions, and weaken your resolve. When you place your future in the hands of others, you lose the ability to fully trust yourself. However, when you shift your focus inward and begin to rely on your own strength, something remarkable happens. You begin to sharpen your decision-making. You no longer hesitate or second-guess yourself at every turn. Instead, you learn to trust your instincts, to make decisions based on your values, and to act with confidence. Self-reliance forces you to evolve, to adapt, and to grow into the person you are meant to be. And this is where true strength comes from. It's not in the advice you receive from others, nor in the support you get when things get tough. True strength is found in your ability to stand tall on your own, to face challenges without looking for someone else to solve them for you, and to keep moving forward, despite setbacks. Strength is built in the moments of adversity, in the quiet decisions you make when no one is watching. It's the ability to rise up when you stumble, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep going even when you feel like giving up. When you depend on yourself, you force yourself to grow. You are pushed to tap into abilities you never thought you had. Your personal evolution becomes the measure of your success. You learn to trust your gut, to make choices that align with your true desires, and to act boldly. You begin to realize that you are the captain of your own ship, and no matter how rough the seas get, you have the strength to navigate through them. It's easy to lean on others for comfort, but it's in standing on your own 2 feet where you discover the most about yourself. You start to understand your strengths and weaknesses. You learn where your true capabilities lie. And more importantly, you build resilience, the ability to handle whatever life throws your way. Self-reliance is not about isolation or arrogance. It's about taking control of your life, your decisions, and your destiny. It's about knowing that when the chips are down, you are the one who can rise to the occasion. You are the one who can overcome, who can push through, and who can become stronger with every challenge you face. It's the realization that the strength you seek is already within you, waiting to be unleashed. So take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going. Trust yourself, trust your abilities, and trust the process. Self-reliance breeds strength, and with that strength, there is no limit to what you can achieve. There are times in life when you might feel completely alone, and I want you to understand something that's okay. In fact, those moments of isolation aren't a curse, they're a gift. It's in those quiet, solitary moments when the noise of the world fades away that the greatest discoveries are made. When we're alone, with no distractions or external influences, we are given the space to truly explore who we are and what we want out of life. Too often, we look for answers outside of ourselves. We search for validation, we ask for advice, we rely on the opinions of others to shape our decisions. But here's the truth: the answers you seek are not out there, they're in here. They lie deep within you, waiting to be uncovered. When you embrace solitude, you give yourself the opportunity to discover your true self. You don't need anyone else to tell you who you are, what you stand for, or what you should be pursuing. Those answers are yours and only yours to find. Isolation forces you to look inward. It's in the stillness that you can truly hear your inner voice, unclouded by the opinions and expectations of others. It's in those quiet moments that you can dig deep, beyond the surface, and uncover the truth of what you really want, not what others think you should want, not what society expects from you, but what your heart truly desires. Self-discovery is the bedrock of all progress. Without knowing who you are and what you stand for, it's nearly impossible to move forward with clarity and purpose. But when you take the time to listen to your own thoughts, when you sit in silence long enough to really get to know yourself, you will uncover a well of strength, clarity, and direction. In isolation, you discover your true desires, your unique path, and the unshakable confidence to pursue your dreams. It's easy to get caught up in the world's noise, the constant pressure to conform, to follow the crowd, and to fit into predefined molds. But when you're alone, you remove the noise. It's just you with your thoughts, your desires, and your purpose. And it's in these moments of quiet reflection that you begin to see the world in a new light. You start to understand what truly matters to you. You realize that your dreams are not as far away as they seem, that your ambitions are not as impossible as they once appeared. Being alone is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's in those times of solitude that you can shed the layers of expectation and self-doubt that others have placed on you. You can step into the truth of who you really are and what you truly want from life. So don't be afraid of isolation. Don't fear the quiet moments of reflection. These are the times that will shape your future. These are the moments when you'll find your true self and when you'll discover what's truly possible for you. In the stillness of isolation, you will find the answers you've been searching for all along. There's a myth that many of us have bought into that we can only reach a certain level of success with the help of others. We've been told that we need mentors, we need networks, we need external validation to break through. While guidance and support can certainly help along the way, let me tell you something that will shift your entire mindset. Your potential is limitless. You are capable of far more than you can even imagine right now. The human mind, the human spirit, they are designed not to settle, but to stretch, to grow, and to break through every boundary. We are wired for growth. We are built to surpass what we thought were our limits. The potential within you has no ceiling, it is boundless. Too often we limit ourselves because we think success is dependent on others. We think we need the right connections, the right opportunity, or the right person to show us the way. But the truth is, every answer you need is already within you. When you rely on others to define your success, you shrink your own possibilities. You place your future in someone else's hands. But when you trust yourself, when you look inward for strength, you unlock an endless well of capability that has always been there, waiting to be tapped. Think about the times in your life when you've pushed yourself, when you've faced challenges and overcome them. You didn't need anyone to hold your hand. You didn't need external resources to get through. All you needed was the belief that you could do it. You needed to believe that you were capable of more than you thought. That belief is the key to unlocking your limitless potential. The human spirit is powerful beyond measure. We have the ability to adapt, to overcome, and to accomplish extraordinary things. But so often we get in our own way by doubting our abilities or thinking we're not enough. When you believe in your own potential, you open the door to possibilities that you never even dreamed of. Your potential is like a vast ocean, deep and uncharted. Most people only skim the surface, afraid to dive deeper, unsure of what lies beneath. But the deeper you go, the more you discover. The human spirit is capable of reaching heights beyond comprehension. When you push past your fears and doubts, you'll realize that there are no limits to what you can achieve. The more you trust yourself, the more you grow, and the more you realize that nothing is impossible. If you rely on others for validation, for direction, or for approval, you're placing a cap on your own potential. But when you start trusting your instincts, when you listen to your own voice, that's when you start to tap into the immense power that lies within you. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Believe in your limitless power. Recognize that you were born to achieve greatness, and that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the belief that you can achieve them. Your potential is limitless, and when you realize that, there is nothing you cannot accomplish. So go ahead and stretch beyond your limits, break free from the chains of doubt, and tap into the infinite power that's been inside you all along. The world, my friends, will always try to tell you no. It will always give you reasons why you shouldn't, why it's too hard, too risky, or too ambitious. The voices of doubt, the skeptics, and the critics will be there, offering their opinions and casting shadows over your dreams. But here's the most important truth I can share with you. The world's opinions have nothing to do with your ability to succeed. Too many people spend their lives waiting for someone else's approval. They wait for validation, they wait for permission to move forward. They wait for someone to say, it's okay, you can do this. But here's the harsh reality: if you wait for someone else to give you the green light, you'll be waiting a long time. The world doesn't work that way. The world doesn't owe you approval, and it won't hand it out on a silver platter. In fact, more often than not, it will do the opposite. People will tell you that it's too difficult. They'll tell you that what you want to do is too risky. They'll say it's been done before, that there's no room for someone like you, or that it's just too ambitious. And what they're really saying, without even knowing it, is I'm afraid to take the leap, so you should be too. But here's the thing you need to understand: their fears have no bearing on your abilities. The only limitations in your life are the ones you place on yourself. The world is filled with naysayers, and their opinions don't determine your potential. You are not defined by what others think you can or cannot do. You are defined by what you believe in your heart and what you're willing to work for. The moment you let go of the need for approval, the moment you stop asking for permission, is the moment you start truly forging your own path. You are the one who sets the course for your life. When you stop waiting for someone else's approval, you take control. You realize that you are the author of your own story. You don't need anyone's permission to pursue your dreams, to take that risk, or to make that change. It's easy to fall into the trap of wanting others to approve of what you're doing. It's natural to seek reassurance, to want the support of those around you. But if you depend on their approval to move forward, you will never break free from the chains of doubt. You need to learn to trust yourself. You need to develop the belief that you have what it takes, even when the world says you don't. When you take that leap of faith, when you push forward despite the noise, that's when you begin to create something truly remarkable. You see, every great achiever in history has faced resistance. They've been told no, they've been told their dreams were too big, too far-fetched, or too impossible. But they kept going. Why? Because they didn't need the world's approval. They knew that they were capable, that they had the ability to overcome any obstacle. When you let go of the need for validation, you free yourself to take action, to move forward, and to create the success you deserve. So stop waiting for someone else to say yes to yourself. Trust in your ability. Believe in your dreams. And take the first step, because the world will always try to tell you no. But you are the one who gets to decide whether or not you keep going. Failure is an inevitable part of life. You're going to fail. And you know what? That's a good thing. In fact, it's one of the best things that can happen to you. It's not something to fear or avoid, but something to embrace. Failure is not the end of the road, it's a part of the journey. It's the process that will shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. So many people get discouraged by failure. But what if we stopped seeing it as a negative and instead viewed it as a valuable lesson? A teacher in disguise. The truth is, failure is one of your greatest teachers. It's failure that will show you where you need to grow, where you need to improve. Without failure, you would never know what works and what doesn't. You would never learn to adapt, to pivot, or to grow. Failure forces you to evaluate yourself, your actions, and your decisions. It teaches you humility. It teaches you resilience. Failure shows you the areas of your life and your business that need attention and improvement. It provides you with feedback that nothing else can offer. But too often we see failure as something to be ashamed of. We're taught to avoid it, to hide from it, or to let it define us. We think that if we fail, it means we're not good enough. But I'm here to tell you, failure is a part of the process. It is not a reflection of your worth or your ability. It's simply a part of the journey towards success. The greatest achievers in history didn't reach their success without failure. They embraced failure. They learned from it, adapted, and kept moving forward. It was through their failures that they gained the experience, the insight, and the strength to succeed. When you do it alone, when you take full responsibility for your path, you're going to fail. And that's okay. In fact, it's in those moments of failure that you truly grow. When you rely on others to save you from your failures, you miss the opportunity to learn and grow from them yourself. When you fail on your own, you learn resilience. You learn to rise up each time you fall. You develop a mental toughness that nothing else can give you. The more you fail and get back up, the stronger you become. Failure no longer becomes a roadblock, it becomes a stepping stone toward success. It's through failure that you develop the tenacity to keep moving forward. You learn how to adjust, how to reframe, how to get back in the game when life knocks you down. Failure teaches you that giving up is never the answer. It teaches you that success is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who have the courage to keep going even when the road gets tough. And trust me, the road will get tough. But the ability to persevere, to bounce back from failure, will be the defining factor in whether or not you reach your goals. So don't be afraid to fail. Don't fear it. Use it. Learn from it. Allow failure to shape you into the person you need to become in order to achieve your dreams. Every setback, every mistake, every failure is an opportunity to grow, to adjust, and to get stronger. Embrace failure as part of the process, and you'll find that the path to success is not only clearer, but far more rewarding. Let's face it, not everyone is going to understand your dreams, your goals, or your vision. There will always be those who question, who doubt, who say it's impossible or too risky. And here's the thing that's not your problem. That's their limitation, not yours. You see, people are often driven by their own fears, insecurities, and limitations. They can't see the world the way you do because they haven't walked your path, they haven't felt what you felt, and they haven't experienced what you've experienced. They haven't seen what you see in your mind's eye. And they may never understand why you're doing what you're doing. But that's okay. Your vision is not theirs to understand. It's yours. It was never meant to be understood by everyone. The moment you understand that, you free yourself from the need for validation and approval from others. We live in a world that often seeks external affirmation, that seeks approval from others to move forward. But let me remind you, you don't need anyone's approval. You only need one thing: the courage to pursue your vision, to take that first step, even when the world doesn't see what you see. When you have a vision, it's like holding a spark of something bigger in your soul. It's a calling, a purpose, something that burns deep within you and urges you forward. But not everyone will understand that fire, that drive. There will be critics, there will be those who tell you to play it safe, to stay within the boundaries, to take the conventional route. But you cannot be afraid to stand alone. You cannot let others' doubts stop you from pursuing what you know is possible, even if they can't see it. Your dreams were never meant to fit in a box. Your vision is unique. And it is precisely that uniqueness that makes it special. Don't let anyone make you doubt the power of your dreams simply because they don't understand them. People may say you're too ambitious, too bold, or too unrealistic. But I'll tell you this, your vision is not too big. What others can't see doesn't mean it's not real. Understand this, the world needs people like you, people who are willing to go after something bigger than themselves, to break through the barriers, to challenge the norms. Your dreams are not for the faint of heart. They are for the courageous, for those who dare to believe in something greater than what is immediately visible. The fact that others can't see your vision doesn't mean it's not worth pursuing. It simply means it wasn't meant for them. Don't be afraid of the noise. Don't be afraid of the naysayers. As you move forward, you'll discover that the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances will begin to align. But it all starts with you having the courage to stay true to your vision, even when others don't understand it. Remember, it's not their journey, it's yours. And as long as you believe in your dreams, as long as you're willing to take the steps needed to bring them to life, nothing else matters. Keep going, keep pushing forward, and let the world catch up to you. Consistency is not just a good habit, it is the secret weapon that will carry you through the toughest times and bring your dreams to life. When you're doing it alone, when there's no one to hold your hand or check up on you, consistency becomes your most powerful ally. It's not about waiting for one big moment, one life-changing breakthrough that will suddenly make everything fall into place. Success is not a lightning strike, it's the product of small, steady actions taken day after day. even when the world doesn't notice. Those small, consistent steps, done over time, will eventually compound into something monumental. Let's face it, the journey to success is rarely glamorous. It's not always exciting. There will be days when it feels like you're not making progress, when the results don't seem to match the effort you're putting in. But here's the truth: consistency wins every time. The small actions, the daily commitment to your goals, the routine of doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, that's what leads to success. It's not about working harder on the good days, it's about working just as hard on the tough days when the world feels heavy and the progress feels slow. So many people make the mistake of thinking that success will come quickly, that it will happen overnight. But it doesn't work that way. Success is the result of 1,000 little actions, 1,000 little decisions that add up over time. And here's the thing: when you do it alone, there's no one else to blame when things don't go right. But there's also no one else to stop you from taking those small, consistent steps toward your goals. Accountability comes from within. You are your own accountability partner. When you commit to yourself, when you make the decision to show up every day and do the work, you're not just building a skill or completing a task, you're building character. You're building the kind of perseverance that most people never cultivate. You're creating a habit that will serve you when things get tough, when challenges arise, and when others might give up. The magic isn't in the grand gestures, it's in the quiet, consistent effort. It's in those moments when no one is watching, when it's just you and the work, that you're building the foundation for everything that's coming. In the long run, consistency will always outlast talent, luck, or connections. It's easy to get distracted, to jump from one thing to the next looking for a shortcut or a faster route to success. But the truth is, there is no shortcut. The only way to truly achieve your goals is through relentless consistency. Keep going even when the results aren't immediate. Keep showing up even when the world doesn't recognize your efforts. Keep working even when it feels like no one cares. Because over time, your consistent actions will speak louder than any fleeting success or instant gratification. And in the end, it will be those consistent steps that lead you to the greatness you deserve. The world we live in is full of challenges, obstacles, and unpredictability. It can sometimes feel like everything is out of our control, like we're simply reacting to life as it happens to us. But here's the truth: you create your own reality. The way you choose to respond to the world around you is completely within your power. It doesn't matter what happens in the external world. What matters is how you decide to shape your inner world and, by extension, your life. Too often we look to others for answers, hoping for guidance, waiting for someone to show us the way. We wait for the right opportunity, the perfect conditions, or the approval of others to move forward. But what if I told you that the only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be is your own decision to take control? What if the reality you want to live isn't determined by circumstances, but by your own mindset and actions? When you stop waiting for external factors to change, you unlock a powerful force within yourself. It's the realization that you are not a passive observer in your own life. You are the creator. The world around you may be filled with chaos and uncertainty, but you get to decide how you will respond to it. You get to decide what your reality will look like. This is one of the most empowering truths you can embrace. You have the power to define success for yourself. What success looks like for you may be different from what others envision. It may not match society's expectations, and it may not even fit the mold that your family or friends think is best for you. But when you take ownership of your life, you start to understand that success is not a one-size-fits-all concept. Success is a personal journey, and only you can define what it looks like for you. If you wait for others to give you permission, to tell you that you're worthy or capable, you will spend your life waiting. If you wait for the perfect time or the ideal circumstances, you'll be stuck in perpetual motion, never moving forward. The secret is to take action now. Don't wait for the world to give you an opening. Instead, create the opening yourself. Shape your own reality by taking the steps necessary to make your vision come to life. Even if you're uncertain about how things will unfold. Life is not something that happens to you, it's something you create with every thought, every decision, and every action. You have the ability to change your circumstances at any moment by changing the way you respond to them. If you find yourself stuck, frustrated, or overwhelmed, don't look for the problem outside of yourself. Look within. What are you telling yourself? What choices are you making? How can you shift your perspective to create the reality you want? Remember, the power to create your own reality lies within you. You hold the pen to your own story. Every chapter, every decision, every move is up to you. You are the architect of your life, and the blueprint is entirely in your hands. When you embrace this, you'll realize that there's no limit to what you can achieve. You're not a passive participant in life's journey, you are its creator. Take charge, shape your reality, and build the life you truly want. We live in a world that's obsessed with results, with the destination. People often define success by the end goal, the ultimate achievement, the big win. But I want to share something with you that could change the way you look at life and your own journey. The greatest reward is not the destination, but the journey itself. When we set out to achieve something, we're often driven by the idea of what will happen once we get there. We imagine the success, the recognition, the fulfillment that will come when we reach the end of the road. But let me ask you, what happens when you get there? What happens once you've achieved what you set out to do? The truth is, success is not about reaching the end, it's about the person you become while striving to get there. You see, the journey is where the magic happens. It's in the daily grind, the ups and downs, the challenges and triumphs that shape you. When you do it alone, when there's no one else to rely on but yourself, you go through a process of self-discovery. It's not just about learning how to reach your goals, it's about learning who you truly are. Along the way, you'll face struggles that test your limits. You'll have moments of doubt, of fear, of wanting to quit. But it's through those moments that you'll discover your inner strength, your resilience, and your determination. You'll uncover abilities you never knew you had. And in the end, that's where the true reward lies. The destination, the success, the end goal, they're important, yes. But they're only a small part of the story. What truly makes the journey worthwhile is the growth you experience along the way. The lessons you learn, the person you become, the strength you gain, it's all about who you are at the end of the journey, not just what you've achieved. The journey gives you purpose. It shapes your character. It forces you to confront your fears, your weaknesses, and your limitations. It pushes you to grow, to evolve, and to become more than you were when you started. And here's the most powerful truth: once you've become the person capable of achieving your dreams, the achievement itself becomes secondary. You realize that the person you've become, the lessons you've learned, the obstacles you've overcome, they're worth far more than the destination itself. Success is no longer just about what you get at the end, it's about the transformation that happens within you along the way. So don't be in such a hurry to reach the end. Embrace the journey. Enjoy the process, the struggle, the victories, and the failures. Understand that every step, every challenge, every victory is a part of your growth. And when you look back, you'll see that it wasn't just the destination that mattered, it was the person you became in the process. That's the greatest reward of all. So let me remind you of this: you don't need anyone else to make it. You have all the resources you need right within you. You have the strength, the resilience, the vision, and the power to achieve everything you desire. You don't need to wait for someone's permission. You don't need to rely on anyone's support. You have everything you need right now. The question is, what are you going to do with it? The time is now. Step into your greatness. You've got this. You can do it alone.